Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jared Dunn, and today I'll be briefing you guys on the movie The Crimson Tide. It takes place in 1995 on the Atlantic Ocean. It takes place after the Cold War, as a group of Russian rebels have acquired ICBM missiles after overtaking a base, causing the U.S. Navy to react with force. Today we're going to be talking about the core leadership styles of Captain Ramsey and Lieutenant Commander Hunter. Second, we're going to talk about the leadership styles depicted in the movie that I would want to emulate and why. And then lastly, we'll wrap it up with a specific scene in the movie with the leadership styles that was used in conjunction with the follower. So, diving into the core leadership styles of Lieutenant Commander Hunter, his leadership style was a transformational style of leadership. Lieutenant Commander Hunter was quick on his feet and was very respectful to others around him. He handled himself very well under pressure. He wanted to seek out the best for his team and wanted to make them successful in anything that they did. Also, he was always focused on certain things like achieving goals and listening to orders from others. And then he would always question Captain Ramsey to make sure what the right decision is and when launching the missile and what the best outcome may have been. He wanted to wait for confirmation to launch the missiles to make sure that this was the best decision and it was the right one to make. And then finally, he wanted to take everyone's opinions and feelings into consideration. So moving on to now Captain Ramsey. Captain Ramsey, I'll give you a brief description of him. He was an older combat veteran who was very disciplined. As you can tell, military people are very disciplined going into basic training. They're very disciplined. They have to listen to orders, specific orders, to what the drill sergeants make them do. Captain Ramsey used the people following his orders without any question, or used the people following his orders without any questions. Captain Ramsey is a transactional style of leader. He tells the men on the ship tells the men that the ship on his boat is his alone. He was saying that this is his boat and his alone, saying that that the men on that ship are just working for them or for working for him and him only. He blindly followed orders without confirmation or without considering the negative outcomes that might have happened. He didn't take Lieutenant Commander Hunter's views into consideration while making these type of decisions. He only took his views and opinions into consideration while making these type of decisions. He is very controlling when the decisions of launching or not launching the missiles, and then he becomes very demanding whenever everyone around him. He doesn't care what others feel, think. He doesn't care what type of opinions they may have. And then also, Captain Ramsey doesn't care what the outcome may have been in the long run with the launching of those missiles. So now moving on to the leadership style that I would want to emulate and why. So personally, I would want to emulate Lieutenant Commander Hunter's leadership style, which is a transformational style of leadership. Personally, I would want to be seen helping others and making the right possible decision for others as well. I wouldn't want to be viewed like Ramsey because I would like to hear what others have to say and how they feel about this type of situation. And then personally, I would want to be viewed as someone who is willing to help and being respectful to others. This is just like the golden rule, I would say. If you don't know what the golden rule is do unto others as you would want to be done to you or be treated. This could help you build more relationships, to be more upfront with your team. Also, treat your team with the utmost respect. So now moving on to the last thing about the specific scene in the movie that I'm going to talk about. The specific scene that I'm going to talk about is where the decision whether to launch or not to launch the missiles between Ramsey and Hunter, and then in turn had a conflict during the scene. So they both had to give consent during the launching of the missiles. Ramsey didn't want to adhere to the requirements of during this type of launch. Hunter played high levels of integrity in the making of this high magnitude in this intense situation. This was a very intense situation with the launching of the missiles and between Ramsey and Hunter. Hunter followed the rules and respected the possible outcomes. And then also Hunter had to comply with the military in the launching of the missiles. Not only did Hunter have to comply with that, Captain Ramsey also had to comply with that too. Just because if they didn't follow military orders, then they both probably would have in turn lost their job at the end. And then at the end of this heated conflict, Ramsey was sent on his way, and the decision was made without him. So in conclusion, we discussed the core leadership styles of Captain Ramsey and Captain Lieutenant Hunter. Captain Ramsey was a transactional leader, and Hunter was a transformational leader. We also discussed the leadership styles that were depicted that I would want to emulate and why. I chose the transformational leadership of Lieutenant Commander Hunter just because I want to change people and just wanting to help others to achieve their goal. And then lastly, the specific scene during the movie that I chose, and it was the launching of the missile. Again, my name is Jared Dunn, and thank you for your time.